So you're welcome to the part 2 of this video. I'm sure you have watched part 1. If you have not, please get to part 1. Part 1 is the foundation I'm going to build on in this part 2. Part 1, I basically showed how to code your questionnaire, and probably maybe you've entered the data in Excel, how to pick it from Excel, copy it into SPSS, how to code it in SPSS to become very friendly to use. All right, SPSS is interesting. All right, and it is designed for anybody to use it. You can use it. I'm happy you're interested in learning how to use it. So just go ahead. If you have not watched part 1, watch part 1. If you have watched part 1, in this part 2, I just want to show you how to do basic descriptive analysis. We're going to do frequency tables and all of that, and then show you how to do some descriptive analysis. And it will come out with in a very good form, given the formatting we have done. So if you don't format your result and you release it, it won't carry the necessary information. It will make it a bit more difficult to interpret. But when you have done enough coding, very good coding of your data, and then you start your analysis, SPSS is designed in a way that any result that comes out has certain descriptions attached to it, making it easy for anybody to understand. So in the next few minutes, I will be showing you that. Let me turn to my slides so that I'll be showing you my screen. What you see me do, you can repeat. And like I said in part 1, the data I used in this training, I have made it available on a link in the description of this video. If you click on that link, you'll be able to download that data set. All right, it's in Excel. If you download it, you can follow the step-by-step of what I'm doing to get it into SPSS. And then you can join me in what I'm doing. In that way, you'll be strengthening your hand in this analysis. All right, so once you're able to do that basic description, I tell you, you would have gone almost 50% in your quest to understand SPSS. Once you get that basic, many other things, you can click any video available online and see how to do it. My interest is basically to help those who are beginners in this quest, trying to learn SPSS. Once I'm able to give you that foundation, I bet you can fly. So let's get to gist. As I turn to my screen, thank you very much. You can join us. Don't forget to put your comments, and then you can also share with friends. Thank you. Cheers. So friend, you're welcome to this session of this discussion. We want to quickly look at how to do basic analysis of your questionnaire with SPSS. SPSS, by the way, is statistical package for social sciences, but it can be used in different disciplines, all right, including biological and health sciences. All right, so we want to focus on 2 major things. There are so many analyses you can do in SPSS, but we are starting like basic, the elementary. All right, we want to look at frequency table and descriptive analysis. These are simple things you can do, and I want to show you how to do that. Remember the data we entered earlier that we had to code from questionnaire into SPSS. By the way, watch out for the video on how to prepare good questionnaire, because all of this we are doing has a lot to do with the viability, the viability of your questionnaire, the reliability of your instrument, and then how it relates to the objective of the study. You may gather your data and it does not address your research question, and it becomes a useless venture. So watch out for video on that, and of course be sure to subscribe to this channel so that you always get our updates. Now these are the variables we are looking at. Right, variables like this first one that is dummy is preferred. We do the frequency table to see the percentage of male and female, and then for the one of the age of household head is preferred. We do descriptive so that we can see the average, and then we see the variance, we see the standard deviation. All right, we see the minimum, we see the maximum. The same thing with the total number of members of household. We also check out check out that analysis using descriptive. But for this one that has category 0 to 4, it will be better to show it using frequency table. Okay, so I'm sure you understand how to make decision on should I use frequency table or should I use descriptive. All right, if for instance I'm checking the number of the age of the household head and I use percentage, you may see so many people running around that table and it may not make any sense to you. But if you use descriptive, it will quickly show you the range. All right, so this is basically what I want to show you in the next few minutes. Okay, so let's get back to SPSS. I'm sure you remember how we got here. If you don't know, please check out the video on how to code questionnaire into SPSS. But that was what brought us here. And because we have coded it, remember we said there are two windows in SPSS. We have the data view and we have the variable view. Okay, in variable view, this is where we'll describe the nature, the type of our data, and also label it as much as possible so that when your result comes out, it will make sense to anybody who looks at it beyond the coded names you have used. Okay, so let's get back to this. And we noted in that first instance that you can actually view your data as raw data, the way we picked it from Excel, or you can view it in the coded form with the labels. Okay, now, so how do we do our frequency? Remember the ones we said we'll use frequency to do. So we click on Analyze here, and then you see report, you see descriptive statistics, and then you see frequency and descriptive. Now let's leave out so many. You see so many other things you can do with SPSS. We'll be taking them one after the other. All right, so let's look at that frequency. Okay, so the frequency, remember the ones we say we should pick as frequency, the ones that have categorical. So we check gender. Anyone you want to enter that enters here is the one you're going to analyze. So if I double click on it or highlight it and click this arrow, it enters this variable column. So that is the one that we're going to analyze now. Let's do that first before we model up things for you. I like keeping these things as simple as possible. All right, because I see beginners who are into this business as those who are learning how to ride bicycle. You need somebody to hold your hands and help you stabilize, help you put your legs on the pedal, move the next few inches, meters, so that when your hand is firm on it, you can start flying. And many of you who are just beginners today, you are going to fly with this. So now we have entered our data here. Okay, we check statistics to see the kind of statistics we want. If we want standard deviation, mean, variance, and all of that, we check them, we select them. So but permit me not to select them so that we keep it simple. And then if the kind of chart you want to do, if you want it to come with a bar chart, you select that. Otherwise, you remove it. Okay, so let's keep it this way and just click display the frequency table. That's what is checked here, and say OK. We click OK. Now the system gives us a very beautiful result. Beautiful. You see the result there. This is just what it helped use to calculate. So this is the result, showing us the frequency. Female are 24 and male are 36. And then the percentage is also shown, 40 to 60. All right. Now, if there are errors here and the system has reported the error, then the valid results will be here showing the valid percentage, and the error will be indicated. All right. And then the cumulative. Let me show you how that plays out. You can also click on your result or click on this star here to go back to your data. So let's look at this particular one we are considering, male and female. Okay, let's change this to, okay, let's view our data. I'll show you what happens. Let's change this to 2. Okay, somebody mistakenly entered 2 there. And then we analyze again. Frequency is still there. And we click OK. You see what happens? What happens is that the system will recognize that there is an error somewhere. Okay? Let me pull this up so that you see this is the first result we did, so it's not a problem. But look at the second result here. You see there is 2 somewhere, there's an error. So it helps you in cleaning your data. And because there's an error, it has noted that it's not in line with others. Okay? It's easy picking it as a variable. It becomes more clear when, for instance, there is a clear omission. So nothing is there at all. All right? And we say, we click on that analyze, and then frequency, it gives us result, and it's missing. So it's showing you results here that something is missing. And because something is missing, it keeps it aside. It gives you the total frequency of everything. Okay, that there are 60 total. But in terms of percentage, it also gives you everything, including the missing data. And then it now gives you the valid one, excluding the missing system. Okay? So let's get back there and return our figure 1. Okay? So that's how to do frequency. Okay? So I'm going to do frequency with a chart. So this is our result. The result of our frequency table is there. Okay? So this is the result of our frequency table having been corrected. I clean up everything. All right? Now, let me get back to this and say, do this frequency and, well, let's skip the statistics and say, do it with a chart. Let's use pie charts. All right? And say continue. You click continue and click OK. The system gives you your results and is coming with a beautiful diagram of pie charts. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. So that's it. And then if you want to edit this, it's also possible. You can double click on it to activate it for editing. Okay, but that's not basically what we want to do, you know, but this is it. So when you double click it, it opens up for editing. All right, and then if I want to edit it, I can select any part and change the color. I want this color to become, what's color there? Blue. Can I make it red? And say apply. I'll click on apply. All right. Close. It selected the line, not the inside. To highlight the inside. Okay. So I clicked on it. Now, it says fill the borderline and then fill the what else are you filling? This is border that is filling. Okay, beautiful. It fills the border. All right, fill border. Okay, preview. All right, so this is basically what you do when you want to edit the work. Okay, round, square. Okay, apply. So that's basically, and once you are done, you just close it. It will reflect in what you are doing. So this is basically what you do when if you also run it out and say analyze this frequency, and then you say chart, you click on chart and say bar chart. It gives you results with bar charts. There is a table, and then it gives you results with bar charts. Okay, so this is basically what SPSS can help you do. You see, it's carrying the label we gave it. This is why it's important to label your variable. Gender of the household head. Okay, Now let me drop all of this and go back to our analyze. I can actually run them out as a set. I go to chart and don't check none. I check none so that it doesn't get any chart again. I add education. I set add other variables and click to give me the frequency table of all of them. And then the result comes out. You have the gender of the household head with the label. If you didn't label this, it will just be carrying the variable name and it could look so confusing. Okay, the educational attainment of the household head is also captured. All right, you see, very beautiful. Now, the income of the household is also well distributed. Of course, it shows you the percentage. Majority of them are below 18% income. 50% of them. All right, and then it shows you the other variables. Now, electricity supply, you see the distribution, and then there is missing system. We have indicated it earlier. All right, and that is why the valid percentage is different. Then household involvement in agriculture, majority of them, almost 87% of them are involved in agriculture. All right, and then social capital, we also examine social capital, and what does it look like? Wow, many of them are average. About 58% of them are average in terms of level of trust. Okay, and in that order, only few of them are high. None is very high. Wow. All right, so this is a huge concern. So that's basically what we do in our frequency table. Okay. All right, so the next thing we want to look at is how to run out your descriptive analysis. It's the same method. I will click on analyze, and then we get to descriptive, and we select the ones we want to examine using descriptive, like the age of household head, number of members of the family, and then number of years of education. We'll enter 3 of them here. There are options of what to check. The system at default select certain things, and then we decide to keep it that way and click OK. It gives me results, beautiful results of descriptive analysis. All right, beautiful results of descriptive analysis. Look at the results there. It puts all of them in one table because I selected them together. They are all 16 number. The minimum is noted. For household head, the age limit minimum is 30. Then number of members of household, the smallest household had about 2 persons. And then number of years of education. Of course, this will show you there's an error. Somebody cannot have -3. So you quickly look for that -3 in your database and correct it. It's possible this person wanted to enter 3 for us and mistakenly typed -3. And that is part of what SPSS helps you to do. It helps you to clean your data. So when you see data cleaning in analysis, these are things you do, preliminary analysis before you start your main work. So we can go back to our database and trace that -3. And it's coming from total number of years. So you see total number of years. You can click Ctrl F to say find -3. Find next. It drops you there. See -3. So let me assume that it's supposed to be 3, not -3. Okay. It's also possible it's 13 the person wanted to type. So let's keep it as 13 and enter. Then we can go back and do that analysis again and look at what it looks like. Analyze, descriptive, and we run it out. It gives us very clean results. So at the minimum year of education here is 5 years, and the maximum is 17. And then this gives you the distribution. This is the mean. With the mean, you have the standard deviation. This mean and standard deviation is actually showing 13, if we use 13 for instance, as the mean, and the standard deviation is 2. It shows that many of them are a number of years of education ranges from 13 minus 2 will give us 11, and then 13 plus 2 will give us 15. So between 11 years and 15 years are the number of years of education majority of them have. In terms of household heads, the average is 47, and then you have standard deviation of 9. Let's approximate this 9.6 to 10. So 10 minus 47 will give us 37. 47 minus 10 will give us 37. And then 47 plus 10 will give us 57. So in terms of age, majority of the household head ranges between 37 and 57, whereas the average is 47. All right, so that's how to use your standard deviation to interpret your mean. And this is basically what your descriptive analysis will help you do. I want to show you another nice thing before we leave here. We end this class. Now, this is my result. I can split it. I can come to this data and say data. Oh, beautiful. Please check. There are a lot of icons here. If you join us here, we'll be handling them as we continue. You see, data, click on data, it pulls up many things, including split file. I want to split this file, for instance, according to gender. Okay? If I click on it, it's asking me, how do you want to split it? I say, analyze it in terms of category. And which category? I select gender. If I select gender and click this arrow, it enters here. And I said, okay, record that I'm splitting according to gender. So I've split this stuff according to gender. If I do this analysis now, you see what will happen. Let's take the descriptive, the last we did. Descriptive, and then click OK. It has split our results according to gender. It's giving you the female gender, the descriptive analysis for female, the male gender, the descriptive analysis for male. All right? So what do you see around the average? On the average, the female are older than the male because they are approximately 49 years mean. And then for male, is average 46 years. All right? And this is a huge concern. We are not meant to discuss it here. But it could be because of so many reasons. I don't want to mention anything. I want to keep my peace there so that you don't start argument with me. But that is what you can do when you split your data. All right? With this split data too, we can do our frequency. Now, let's go to analyze. All right? Let's go to analyze. And then frequency. We won't carry all of them. Okay, of course, even because we are splitted according to gender, you can't now run with gender. Let's run with educational attainment. Is that okay? Yeah. Let's check educational attainment, but with split data and say, okay, beautiful. You see? Beautiful results. Look at it. Oh, the no formal education we recorded came from a male. It's only one man that did not go to school at all. Okay, and then above BSc and above, we have 15 male. Okay, that's 41% or 42%. Whereas we have 6 female. Well, of course, the numbers are not the same, but we may want to check the percentage instead of using the frequency here. All right, so 25% of the female only have above BSc and above, whereas 42% of male and above have BSc and above. All right, so these are things you can do with split data. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. This is where we are going to end this discussion, and then we do hope you're going to join us in our subsequent classes. It's important to learn how to design questionnaire. Otherwise, all this analysis, you will be analyzing things that are not valid. Thank you. Cheers.